Hello everybody, my name is Nerdy Lover and welcome to another episode of our football betting series here on YouTube, European Football Edition. A quick disclaimer before we get into the video, the statistics and the recording session for these games does not take into account the upcoming weekend, that is the 11th and 12th of February. With that cleared up and a small disclaimer about subscribing and liking the video, if you think I'm talking some sense here, let's jump into the action with the Champions League predictions. We kick things off with PSG versus Bayern Munich, and the Parisians are currently top of the French league with 16 wins, 3 draws and only 2 defeats to this point in the season. However, they did recently suffer a defeat at the hands of Marseille in the French Cup. This result ended a 4-game unbeaten run, in which the Parisians scored 13 goals. In order to reach the first knockout round of the Champions League, PSG finished second in Group H behind Benfica with an overall record of 4 wins, 2 draws and 0 defeats, scoring 16 goals for and conceding 7 in their 6 games. In the Champions League this season, average 2.7 goals per game from 2.3 key chances created per 90. Defence has been vulnerable at the highest level of European football, however, 1.2 goals against and 0 clean sheets across their 6 matches. The away side in this first leg is Bayern Munich, and they are currently top of the Bundesliga with a record of 10 wins, 7 draws, and just a solitary defeat. Bayern Munich managed to beat Wolfsburg by 4 goals to 2, despite playing the majority of the second half with 10 men following the Joshua Kimmich red card. Bayern are unbeaten in each of their last 19 games as well. And the Bavarians qualified from their group with a perfect 6-0-0 record, scoring 18 goals and only conceding 2. Bayern managed to fend off both Inter Milan and FC Barcelona, who finished second and third respectively in what was dubbed the Group of Death. Statistically, in the Champions League this season, Bayern Munich score an average of 3 goals per game from 4 key chances created per 90. Their defence is quite immaculate, 0.3 goals against per game, 5 clean sheets in their 6 matches. When we look at the head-to-head records, these sides drew 3-3 on aggregate last time they were drawn against each other in the 2020-21 season. PSG managed to qualify on away goals, however it was Bayern Munich that won the one-off match in the 2020 final by 1-0. This will be the tie of the round, and I expect some high-quality moments, but in the first leg of these games, they do have a bit of a habit of being low-scoring affairs. Now, both these sides do score buckets of goals in their domestic competitions and in the group stages as well. However, I think that's just resulted in an inflated price here. Additionally, 2 of the last 3 games have seen under 2.5 goals, and I think we're getting really reasonable odds at the under 3.5 goals market. I can easily see one of these sides winning 2 goals to 1, which would pay us in under 3.5 goals for a full stake in our first match. Our second selection sees Club Bruges of Belgium playing Benfica of Portugal, and Bruges sit 4th in the Belgian Pro League currently, with a record of 11 wins, 8 draws and 5 defeats. The Belgians recently played out a goalless draw with third place Royal Antwerp, and despite not winning in that game, they are unbeaten in their last 5 competitive matches. In order to arrive at the knockout stages, Bruges finished second in their group, narrowly behind Porto, with 3 wins, 2 draws and a single defeat, scoring 7 and conceding 4 across their 6 matches. Statistically, the Club Bruges averaged 1.2 goals per game from 1.7 key chances per 90. Defensively, they conceded at a rate of 0.7 goals per game, 5 clean sheets in 6 matches. The away side Benfica sits atop the Portuguese league with 17 wins, 2 draws and a solitary defeat. Benfica managed to cruise past Casapia in their last game 3-0. This does mean they have won each of their last 4 games without conceding, and they're unbeaten in their last 7 competitive fixtures. In order to reach this stage, Benfica tops their group ahead of PSG, as previously discussed. 4 wins, 2 draws and 0 defeats, scoring 16 and only conceding 7. Statistically, the Eagles score 2.7 goals per game from 3.3 key chances per 90. Defensively, they concede at a rate of 1.2 goals against. Just the 1 clean sheet and 6, though, will need to be addressed. There's no head-to-head record to go off between these two sides, but I think Benfica are having a much better season domestically. When we compare their Champions League statistics, the Eagles appear to be doing much better in terms of the attacking play, winning on goals per game and key chances per 90, but Bruges do take the biscuit defensively. I'm half tempted to lay the home side at about 1-2, but let's be brave. Let's take Benfica to win this one on the road. Maybe temper our selection with a half stake. Our final selection for today's video, we move across to the Europa League as Barcelona host Manchester United. And Barcelona are flying high at the top of La Liga, sitting in pole position with 17 wins, 2 draws and a single defeat. They're currently 8 points clear of title challengers Real Madrid. Most recently, Barcelona managed to beat Sevilla by 3-0, extending their winning run to 10 games, no losses in their last 15. In fact, we have to go back to late October for their last loss that did occur in the Champions League against Bayern Munich. In Europe this season, Barcelona score 2 goals per game from 2.8 key chances per 90. Defensively, they do concede 2 goals per game and have 0 clean sheets in their last 6 Champions League matches. The away side, Manchester United, sits 3rd place in the Premiership, 13 wins, 4 draws and 5 defeats, and most recently Manchester United were frustrated by Leeds as they were held to a 2-2 draw. On the continent, however, Manchester United are scoring 1.7 goals per game from 3.5 key chances per 90. Defensively, they do concede 0.5 goals per game and have secured clean sheets in 4 of their 6 group stage matches. When we look at the head-to-head record, Barcelona have won each of the last 4 games in European competitions. Barcelona are coming to this game with a stronger form and have shown an ability to create at the elite European level with 2.8 key chances per 90. I'm thinking they're going to manage to create a few chances against a Manchester United defence which is far from stellar, and they have conceded a goal in 7 of their last 10 games. One additional factor to consider is that Manchester United have never managed to beat Barcelona at the Nou Camp. This is a 6-game sample. Barcelona to win at home is the key for me in our final bet of today's episode. And there we have it, back in the saddle for the Champions League and the Europa League. We have 3 selections, starting on the Tuesday night with PSG versus Bayern Munich. We're going to take advantage of what I feel is a slightly incorrect price, under 3.5 goals in this game, odds of 7/10, £20 stake to return 13.16. Carrying on with the Champions League on the Wednesday, Club Brugge host Benfica. Benfica away from home at even monies for a half stake, £10 to return 9.80. Moving on to Thursday night, Barcelona versus Manchester United. We're going to be taking the Catalonians at home. Odds of 7/10, £20 stake to return 14.40. So across the midweek European fixtures, we're going to be risking £50 to hopefully pick up as much as 37.80. Will we do so? Well, there's only one way to find out, and that's to tune into next episode. But if you have made it to this point in the video, please drop a like down below and subscribe. And as always, have yourself a lovely day.